With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series fires things off right here for the Northeast Rumble. That's right, race number 9 out of the 10-week regular season. Drivers already eyeballing that championship chase coming up in just about 2 weeks when we head to Las Vegas Motor Speedway to kick off the first round of the chase. But first, driver's going to have to tackle this tough little 1-mile track, short track here, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. How you doing? How you feeling out there, TV Land race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside, and it looks like qualifying already underway. A few drivers beginning their time lapse. We'll get those qualifying standings up to the left-hand side of your screen. There you go. There you have it right there coming at you. Let's see who we've got out there on the track. Do we've got anybody? Let's see. Looking around the track, looks like a few of the truck drivers down there kind of hanging out near the trucks. And, well, Hunter Collier, he's out there on a time lap. Let's go check out Collier in the 83 L&J Weldon machine. Let's see how he goes about it. Oh, into the outside wall. That's not going to be good. Dean Gagliano also right behind him. There you can see the 34 machine coming down into turn one. I believe this is his up to speed lapper's first time lap. I apologize there. Top of the speed charts for the time being. Quick time on the track, a 30.2, turned in by the fast Ford F-150 piloted by Pierce Maffitt. Solid qualifying effort for the 48 machine of Matt Deason. He's second on the speed charts. Michael Madden, previous race winner, right there in the third spot. How about Jake Fluman inside the top five? 38's going to go ahead and call it quits. Let's run out on track now with Jason Branch. Another fast forward. Let's see if Branch can go to the top of the speed charts here. Branch, usually known for turning in some fast laps, going to go sixth on the speed charts. First time lap for the 22 4X racing driver. Down through the center of 1 and 2. Going to come off the backstretch. Can he go quicker here on lap number 2? A little bit of time still to be made up. Just about 0.2 of a second is what he's going to have to pick up here on the second lap. That's a pretty big ask. Three and a half minutes into this 5-minute qualifying session, so session almost underway. Few drivers left out there on the track right now. Jason Branch does improve, but only goes 5th on the speed charts. Cody Riggs gonna pull the rug out from under Pierce Maffitt. He's gonna go fast here tonight. He's gonna snatch the provisional pole position. 30:11 is the fast time now, belonging to another Blue Oval. Fast forwards at the front here at New Hampshire. Cody Riggs in the 12 machine going to take the top spot with just 60 seconds remaining. Greg Olenek going to have to pick up quite a bit. David Cameron just kind of hanging out down there on pit road. So the 10 doesn't look like he's going to put in a time lap. Doesn't seem like Hunter Collier, Brandon Shelton, or Jason Ayerson will turn in a qualifying effort. And, well, just like that, track very busy. 17 drivers on the speed charts. Cody Riggs tops them all. The 12 going to walk away with the pole position here tonight. And we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, then head trackside for the national anthem and your starting lineup. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
and back high above the track in the turn 3 blimp as the Jets finish the flyover. Driver's going to finish getting through pre-race inspection. Let's take a look at your point standings coming into tonight's race. Race number 9 in the regular season here of this 10-week regular season. So that top 16, very crucial here. Bobby Anderson, Pierce Maffitt, you can see right there, the 41, just outside of that top 16. He's got to have some good finishes here in these next 2 weeks tonight. And when we head to Texas next week for the final race of the regular season, he's got 2 races to try to get it done. Could the previous race winner, get back to victory lane? Pretty tight field there from about 3rd all the way back through 9th and 10th, so look for some heavy battles for these drivers to solidify their spot in a championship run. Larry Poling right there, he's just 2 points ahead, actually 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points ahead, just barely inside of that top 16, so these next 2 races crucial for not just Maffitt, but also drivers like Scott Wise and the 8 machine, Nathan Nixon, and Brandon Shelton. You're not really safe. I would have to say that maybe Jason Harrison right there at around that 6th position. He's somewhat safe. If he has a bad night tonight, he's gonna have to finish in a top 15 at Texas Motor Speedway to secure and be assured of a championship shot. So a lot on the line over these final 2 races in the regular season here for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. And it looks like the final few drivers beginning to make their way to the starting grid. $25 drivers in the field here tonight. 25 drivers looking to take the green flag. 20, what is that? That's about 17 or so drivers looking to get to victory lane for the first time this season. 8 drivers looking to get back to victory lane for the first time. No multiple race winners so far this entire season. 8 races in the bag, 8 different race winners. So you have got to bring your A game week in and week out if you're going to want to have a chance for a championship. And as we hear the bells in the background, you know the sound. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup right here for the Northeast Rumble for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Starting inside row number 1, your pole sitter at a Rev Racing. That's right, the 12 of Cody Riggs. Pierce Maffitt in the 41 will start just to his outside. Back in row number 2 tonight, 48 of Matt Deason and the 26 of Kevin Burrows. Jason Branch, Nathan Nixon, making up row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight, Adam Pettit, followed by Michael Madden. The one of Jake Fluman will start inside row number 5, and rounding out your top 10 driver. Home state race for him, the 39 of Rob Peterson. Mike Van Houten, Sean Kozier back in row number 6 tonight, and in row number 7, Bobby Anderson and Big Mac John McMillan Sr. Technical little hiccup right there. 83 of Hunter Collier and Brandon Shelton rounding out your top 20, and that's going to do it. We're going to have to get right into the racing because pace car is down and green flag flies for the first time here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Close racing action here at the front of this field. 2 wide still back there, 3 rows deep. Your top 3 have begun to already get single file. Now looking to the inside is Matt Deason trying to take over that spot from Cody Riggs, who has already given up the top spot. It's a lead change on lap number 1. pole sitter not able to lead the first lap. That's going to give us our second race leader. One lead change already very early here tonight. The 41 of Maffitt begins to step away. Branch sideways out of the corner. Jason Branch absolutely sideways out of the corner, and we'll go 3 wide back into turn 3. 39 of Ron Peterson right there in the middle. Branch at the bottom. Here comes the 15 of Michael Madden. He's going to move to the high side, trying to follow Jake Fluman in the one machine around, and Branch lost 3 to 4 positions right there just in a matter of about a half a lap. Side-by-side battles for multiple positions here tonight. Multiple different little races going on with this big one. Greg Olenek looks to the inside of Hunter Collier. That's for a position in the top 15. Adam Pettit, there you can see that Sim Speed Shop 58 Ford F-150 trying to run down the Sparkle and Shine. 98 of Nathan Nixon, big lime green machine out there trying to get the job done, trying to run back down Kevin Burrows. Burrows, victory lane last week, right here in the Performance Truck Series. A little bit of a drought for him. Got a dominating race win at Watkins Glen. How will he go at it here tonight? Running well so far. Burrows in the top 5. He runs in the 4th position. We'll jump around the track just a little bit. Once again, right behind them, Adam Pettit, Jake Fluman, Ron Peterson, Michael Madden all battle for position. Jason Branch struggling back there in 10th right now. He's got Bobby Anderson all over his rear deck lid. Crazy great action all over the speedway as the field works their way off of turn number 4. They'll head across the line. Lap number 6 now underway. How about that? Just, I'm telling you. Now that is what racing's all about. Right up in your face, right on the fence. Drivers getting the job done. Back down the backstretch once again. They'll head to 3 and 4. Front of the field beginning to look like it's starting to get single file. A lot of the positions starting to be spoken for so far here. As we head back down the front stretch into turn 1, race leader Pierce Maffitt still has right about a half a second advantage. Close little gaps from there on back. Cody Riggs has been able to maintain that second position, and a big step out for Michael Madden. 15 machine a little bit sideways at a 2. Racing at the front, racing in the middle, racing near the rear. Drivers all over each other. Here's a pass and a battle once again for a spot inside the top 10. Ron Peterson, Jake Fluman going at it. How about Jason Branch and Michael Madden right behind them? We've got doubled up. 2 rows deep, and oh no. Jake Fluman having none of it. He's not going to give up just yet. Michael Madden, he's starting to look like he may be able to step away from that 22 of Jason Branch. Gained about a truck length's distance between them that last lap. But where do you go? Where do you go if you are that 15 of Michael Madden? I mean, they're too wide in front of you. What do you do? A little look from the cockpit here. And race fans, you tell me where you're going. I mean, there's all the way down on the apron. You can see him trying to run where they aren't, trying to find a little bit of grip, trying to see if he can't get some forward bite, still being a little bit lower on the track. And there you have it again, just with the entries you have to take here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. You get later on in a run. I know we're only 10 laps in, but you get this deep into a run and the car just kind of doesn't want to turn into the corner as well. See a lot of these drivers really floating it down into the corner, riding the different pavements right there, trying to get that seam to help them cut the truck through the rest of the corner. Driver focused in here tonight. And into the outside wall is the one of Fluman. Pancaking the right side off of the exit of turn number 2. Fluman gonna struggle now because he's got Michael Madden all over him. Jason Branch down on the inside. Oh, man, big racing action right here. Oh, Magic Man moment there for the 22. We'll head on up the track just a little bit. We'll take a look at this battle. 4th and 5th on the raceway. 12 of Cody Riggs on the high side. Down on the bottom is Nathan Nixon digging in that sparkling shine 98 Ford F-150. These are two Ford drivers battling for position on the raceway, and Kevin Burrows and Matt Deason, they're going at it just in front of them. We caught a glimpse of that battle. What do you say we back it up a little bit further and see if we can't catch some more of this action? There you can see Burrows now going to take that second position away, and since starting on the pole position, Cody Riggs has dropped 4 spots. He's now down in 5th. Burrows up 2, Nixon up 2. Maffitt in control of the race, though, 1.5. That's right, second and a half advantage for the Fast 41 of Pierce Maffitt, the blue oval at the front of this field, leading to bow ties. Long way back to your first Toyota Tundra in the field. Jake Fluman, the highest running Toyota driver. He sits in a battle for 8th and 9th on the speedway. Now, I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and look at this battle right here. There it is. Jason Branch, Jake Fluman going at it. 8th and 9th on the speedway. Long race here tonight. Drivers gonna be eyeballing multiple green flag pit stops as long as we can keep those pesky caution flags aside. Good buddy Travis Smith down there in the iRacing pace car here tonight, pulling duties for us at the track. The boss man in the flag stand, a little bit of a lazy night for him so far. Just the drop of the green flag, and well, he gets to sit on down. Don't sit down. And glitches fixed and worked out. We got them all for you, race fans. Sorry about that, missing about 4 to 5 laps. We do apologize for that, not missing any big major events here. No caution flags, no racing incidents. We'll rejoin the track at the front of the field with your race leader. There you can see Pierce Maffett and some of these drivers' machines will be reloading here. Kevin Burrows right behind Pierce Maffett. There you can see Burrows was able to run him down as we were in that little bit of a brief break, we'll call it. Battles still all over the racetrack. Kevin Burrows right there now trying to run down Pierce Maffett for the top spot. Was the lap traffic a factor in Burrows running down Maffett? I'm not quite so sure because both of those drivers have absolutely stepped away from Matt Deason, who now has Rob Peterson, Nathan Nixon right behind him. Cody Riggs right there. How about Jason Branch recovering well after a handful of moments coming off of turn number 2. A little further back through the field, battling for the top 10 position. Scott Wise, Greg Olenek, Adam Pettit all over each other. Hunter Collier right there in the mix. Zach Calloway getting by Bobby Anderson for 14th. We will keep jumping around the track, trying to bring you as many of the battles, as much of the action as we can here in race number 8, the Northeast Rumble. Whoa! Almost pounding the right side of the truck was the 15. You're going to have to be careful about these corner exits. I'm telling you, we're going to see a handful of drivers pancake that outside wall. We've already seen 2 of them flirt with it just a little bit. Not significant enough damage to really slow the car. But you do it 2 or 3 times and you see what you got your hands full of. Back near the front of the field, 39 of Rob Peterson leads Matt Deason and Nathan Nixon right there all in line. The 12 of Cody Riggs beginning to fade away just a little bit, right into the clutches, right into the hands of Jason Branch, sitting in the 7th spot. 0-2. Mike Van Houten, some trouble for him. It looks like he's pancaked that outside wall a time or 2 already here tonight. Big damage on his machine, well off the pace, well down on power, but still trying to get all he can get, try to gain any points he can. Points very, very big here. And contact! Larry pulling into the 15. 15 goes up the track, and caution flag flies for the first time here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Sorry about that. You seen it right there on screen, but let's go take one more look at how it went down. Tell you what, why don't we see if we've got the drone cam for this camera shot? Do we got that one? No. Well, they're giving me a thumbs down on that one, so let's go take a look. Madden goes deep into the corner on the high side, and Poling just washes up and right into the door, and around goes the 15. Hard impact with that rear deck lid. Very vital piece of the car. That rear spoiler on these trucks, very big. Helps with a lot of that rear downforce. With it crinkled and mangled up right there. It may be a handful to drive from here on out. And we'll jump back up front with your race leader. Caution, man. Pierce Maffett leading under our first caution. Does he come to pit road 29 laps into this run? I believe we should see a parade of truck drivers coming to pit road right here. Everybody going to come down for fuel and tires. Mike Van Houten will receive the wave around. Larry Poling looks like he's going to have to stay out to get his lap back. He may elect to go ahead and come back to pit road. And the 45 of John McMillan Jr., he's also going to stay out on the track for the time being. Look for him to duck to pit road this next time around. And as we find ourselves under caution for the first time, we're going to take a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
We rejoin the track once again. Mr. Smith down there in the iRacing pace car. The field gonna see the one to go. The boss man in the flag stand waving the finger at him, telling him it's time to get double file and it's time to go back. Green flag racing right here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. My man. I love it. Matt Deason right on the rear deck lid. And well, if you know, you know. That's all I gotta say. I tell you what, I'll give you one clue. Let's get a little closer right there. What do you say? NASCAR Hall of Fame. You understand it? Do you get it? If you know Matt Deason, you should get it. If you know me, you should get it as well. But nonetheless, we'll jump back outside the car, get a little further away from the action for this latest restart. Wait for it. Wait for it. Down and away he goes. Off of turn number 4 at the restart box, and green flag flies. Once again here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, up through the gears quick is Maffett. Ron Peterson gets a good jump. He'll slot in second. Matt Deason going to keep the third spot. Jason Branch now battling with the 98 to his outside. Nathan Nixon going to hang it to the high side. Looking to keep the spot from Branch. He's going to do so, and that's going to allow Jake Fluman to come down to the inside looking for a spot. Double file back behind them. Kevin Burrows, Greg Holinek going at it. 8th and 9th on the 7th and 8th on the speedway. 9th and 10th, Hunter Collier and Scott Wise. They're battling it out, mixing it up between those two. Fluman way up the track in one. Way up the track in turn 1, and that's going to open up the door for Kevin Burrows. He's going to look to the inside, not going to have the room to get there just yet as they run down Jason Branch. Back at the front of the field, though, check out this backwoods 39. Peterson digging right in that middle lane, going to drift up, run right in the tire tracks of Maffett as they cross the line. Lap 35 goes on the board. Stacking up at the front of the field at what looked like to be a clean, quick restart by Pierce Maffett, but quickly Peterson and Deason have been able to run him down. That's brought Nathan Nixon right along. Jason Branch still right there, battling side by side. Still after this restart, Kevin Burrows trying to make it work to the inside of Jake Fluman. Really nowhere to go for the Moon Brew Sparkle and Shine 31 Ford F-150 of Greg Olenek. He's got another fast forward behind him, the 8 of Scott Wise down there on the bottom of the racetrack looking for a position. Hunter Collier, Zach Calloway right there looking for a top 10. Calloway sits in 11th, up 10 spots from where he started tonight's race. So he's been the man on the move for the night so far. Calloway, as we said, started in the 21st position, now knocking on the door of a top 10. And there you can see Scott Wise looking to the inside of Greg Olenek. Olenek going to be stuck to the high side. Collier just to his rear bumper. Oh, a little bit of a moment there off of 2 for Collier. Right in front of Callaway. He's going to jump out of the gas, and that's going to give a gap to the 83. And as we reach just about a quarter of the way through tonight's race, do want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of you tuning in out there across all the platforms right here on the YouTube side of things, checking in the chat. We do appreciate all of you each and every single time you stop by, while you're here, while you're at it. What do you say? We keep it moving. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether it's the dedicated fans, friends, family that join us week in and week out, or you're one of the sponsors coming to check out your product, or coming to scout if you want to bring your product right over here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every time you do stop by, keep your eyes peeled. Some things back in the background we really can't speak about, but keep your eyes peeled out there to those media pages. We might have something for you coming up in the future here with the Turn 3 Racing Network. But first, we got to find out who's going to park it in victory lane here in the Northeast Rumble. Pierce Maffitt continues to lead the most laps here tonight. And just as I say that, Rob Peterson battling with him. Let's go to the front of the field. That's the front of the field right there. Rob Peterson now looks to the inside. The backwoods 39 down on the bottom of the racetrack. Chevy versus Ford side by side in 3 and 4 off of corner exit. Not able to slide up and almost sliding into the outside wall was Pierce Maffitt. And Peterson gonna take the top spot away. That's gonna give us our third race leader, our second lead change of the evening. Just one caution so far out here tonight. And job well done by Peterson, man. What a run right there. Peterson looking for his first victory this season. Can you imagine that? I mean, Peterson doing well all season long. Sitting inside of the top 10 right now in points without a race win. I mean, that says enough unto itself. Some solid, consistent finishes week in, week out for Peterson. And can that backwoods 39 finally park that Chevy Silverado in victory lane? We've got ourselves about about 120 or so, 117-ish laps left in tonight's race to figure things out, to see who's going to solidify and secure their spot in that championship 16 when we head to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And we're going to head back through the field. Just inside of your top 10, top 15, I apologize. There's Bobby Anderson sitting in the 13 Ford F-150. He's got some drivers running all over him right now. Anderson Kosher right there in the 97 machine, tucked up in behind him. Brandon Shelton, Dean Gagliano not far off. 34 with a solid showing here tonight inside the top 20. Michael Madden, previous race winner, struggling a little bit, down 10 spots from where he started tonight's race. But what happened to your pole sitter, Cody Riggs? Absolutely blazing fast in that 12 machine in qualifying, but the race pace just isn't there. We're trying to take a look at the right side of the car, see if we see any damage on the side of that 12 machine, and we're not seeing any. We're not seeing anything that would be significant enough to cause any problems out there for the 12 machine. So interesting little scenario here. Cody Riggs in the back of the field, down 18 spots. looking for a position now to make it just 17 spots, but still falling from grace, and we are only on the door of lap number 50 here tonight out of the 160 scheduled in the Northeast Rumble. Big struggle here tonight for Riggs. We'll see what else we see out there on the track. There you can see Sean Kozier still trying to run down the 13 of Bobby Anderson, Nathan Nixon, and Matt Deason. Kevin Burrows all going at it here. These three trucks, 4th, 5th, 6th on the speedway. Nice pass on the inside of the racetrack. Kevin Burrows going to put it to the bottom of the track and take that position away. Jake Fluman going to grab a spot from Greg Olenek. Burrows trying to step away from Deason, trying to sniff a draft off of the 22 of Branch. Whoa, and contact! Fluman into the inside wall. Jake Fluman hard into the inside wall. Smoke out of the front end, and that's going to be it. He's going to go ahead and call for the tow right there on pit road, and caution flag is going to fly. Oh, my goodness. Jake Fluman. Tough break right there. Looked like there was some contact off of turn 4. We'll see if we can't see what happened. We'll see if we can't get our eyes on it. Here's the replay. And it looks like not cued in on the right machine there. Let's see if we can get back to it one more time. And we're going to catch it a little bit late here. There's the contact. There it is. Fluman in the 98 of Nathan Nixon contact. And man, that is a huge hit to that one of Fluman. Already back behind pit wall. Engine tear down in need. We'll have to see if that one Toyota Tundra of Fluman is able to get back out there on the racetrack. This will be our second caution of the evening, and we should see the entirety of the field come down pit road. I think, if anything, you may see maybe a driver try to stay out to lead a lap. But nope, all your lead lap cars going to come to pit road this time around, so that's going to give us an opportunity to pay a few bills here. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back from New Hampshire Motor Speedway with all your green flag action. and back track side as the field works their way off of turn number 2. Pace car lights are out once again. We will get set to fire things off. Once again, some rear decklet damage on that 22 of Jason Branch, who snatched the race lead with a pit road strategy. Third lead change. Fourth race leader. How will Branch go about it here on this restart? And I'm telling you, it's about to get crazy. It's about to get good. Drivers just settling in. Branch on the gas and green flag flies. Once again, here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway, side-by-side battle now between Maffitt and Wise. Wise also with a pit road strategy. Looks like maybe just right side tires, and they're not able to get away from Maffitt. And oh, no, the 39, Peterson running so well was Peterson. Did he get any damage? We're going to have to take a look at this one, race fans. Man, he went way off track with that one. Let's see if we can't get an eye on this one. Up high off of turn 2 and just spins around right there. Man, that could have ended bad. From about 4th to 23rd, Rob Peterson in the 39 machine may be thinking about some of the strategy for the rest of tonight's race. He's going to have a lot of ground to make up. A lot of good drivers are trying to pass to get back to the front of this field. So a quick caution, number 3 here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 22 of Jason Branch grabbing, as we said, grabbing that top spot with a little bit of race strategy down there on pit road. I should say pit strategy. Looks to be like it was a right side in fuel tire stop. And a handful of drivers electing to go ahead and come down pit road. It looks like a few of them going to go ahead and top off the machines. A little bit of a quiet night for the 45 of John McMillan Jr. He's been mired back in traffic, running right around where he started, where he qualified here tonight. John McMillan Jr., race winner so far this season, but struggling to get into the points for the championship. Junior sitting right there back in the 18th position here tonight. He's going to have a solid night and a much better finish than where he's running right now. Pierce Maffitt moves to 2nd. Scott Wise back to 3rd. Zach Calloway in 4th. And Greg Olenek round out your top 5. And we continue to see a little bit of connection issues there out of Jason Branch. You can see the blinks. You can see him coming in and out right there. A little bit of a connection issue on the 22. We'll see if that doesn't fix itself for him. Going to be a very interesting restart here. Jason Branch on a different tire strategy, and he's going to choose the top side of the track for the restart. Looks like he's going to go ahead and claim the high side for the restart. Maffitt going to drop down to the bottom of the racetrack. Transponder troubles continue to plague that 22 of Jason Branch. He's going to have to be really careful about how he maintains the rest of this race. It can be very bad for yourself as a race car driver when that's happening here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. All the tracks and cars laser scanned to millimeter precise precision. And if you're looking to get out there and throw down some quick times, whether it be in the heavy 10 tops, maybe these light trucks you want open wheeled, well, what do you want? Do you want it on dirt or the asphalt? We even got it on the road courses with the Mercedes AMG Petronas. That's right. You can find yourself behind the Formula One machine Lewis Hamilton was riding in. And it'd be a lot cheaper if you wad it up. I can guarantee you that. And, well, we're going to see if we can keep things straight on the track and wait for it. Here we go back. Green flag racing. Once again here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Out and away on the restart is Branch. Maffitt now battling with the 6, and it's not going to be much of a battle. Wise also on that different tire strategy, different pit strategy. Maffitt all over. Branch now looks to the inside, back into turn number 3. Hanging it out there on the high side, though. Jason Branch cuts back down the track on corner exit. He's going to keep the top spot. And how about Jason Ayerson just quietly, this 6 in this 44. I say quietly because they're up 18 positions. We hadn't really mentioned their name all race long until right here, lap number 60 on the board. And Jason Ayerson, Zach Calloway inside the top 15, both up 18 positions. So very smart racing out of both of these drivers, out of both of these crews. And Greg Olenek knocking on the door of keeping a top 5 intact. Scott Wise hanging tough on the high side, man. Rim riding here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. You wouldn't think there was any grip out there. A lot of dust and marbles get built up on the high side, but Wise able to keep the truck up underneath him, able to put the power down on the corner exit. Looks like he'll give up the position. And no, he's not going to lose that spot. He's actually going to gain a little bit of ground and keep himself out in front of Cody Riggs. Greg Olenek now looks for a spot on Jason Ayerson. Woo, Wise almost into that outside wall. Adam Pettit right there, Cody Riggs, Hunter Collier, Kevin Burrows all battling for position on the speedway. There are battles all over this track from first on back. Pierce Maffitt, Pierce Maffitt has reassumed the race lead, so that's going to give us 4 different race leaders with the same amount of lead changes. Just 3 caution flags here tonight in the 63 laps that we've been able to put down. Deason finds himself in a hornet's nest here with Burrows, Riggs, and now Peterson looking back to the inside. What a run back to the front for Peterson. 3 wide at the bottom. 3 wide at the bottom of the racetrack. Peterson forcing the issue, trying to grab as many spots as he can. Remembers a little bit of a self-spin, brought out that third in a recent caution. Peterson going around, no contact with anything. Had to move towards the rear of the field, and he is already back up to the 9th position. There is speed inside that 39. I'd follow him if I was some of these truck drivers. Burrow's going to go side by side now with Peterson as he tries to make the muscle move work up around the outside, and he's going to be able to do so. Deason going to get the nose chopped off, and he's going to drop to the bottom of the racetrack. Look for the crossover in 1 and 2. Staying right here with this action-packed little group of trucks. Swift Motorsports BUTTKICKER Performance Truck Series. On tap drivers, not disappointing one bit. If you haven't dropped these drivers a thumbs up yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Crazy close truck action right here on a beautiful short track facility. Slight banking, not enough to really lean on, so it races like a flat short track, and you have to compromise a little bit on your setup here. You can't be good entry, center, and off of the exit. You really got to focus on, do you want to be fast? Do you want to be fast on entry and rolling the center, or do you want to be able to put the power down a little early and get a long run down into the next corner? Very precarious situation for some of these crew chiefs, as now the 39 looks to take a spot away from Jason Ayerson, who's dropped back to the 6th position. It looks like he's going to drop another one because Peterson moves to the inside, and he's going to take that 6th spot away. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, Pierce Maffett has continued to build the race lead, continued to begin to stretch things out. We'll head down the back stretch as your race leader heads on by. Follow all of these drivers down into turn 3 and 4. Look for them to make a clean and clear exit off of turn 4 and head back down the front stretch. What do you say we get close to the action? Back up with the battle for the race lead, Greg Olenek. Can he put it in victory lane for the first time? Olenek sitting 6th in the point standings. Can he put a stamp on his regular season by walking away tonight here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway with a checkered flag? Drivers battling it out right here in the Northeast Rumble, race number 9 out of the 10-week regular season for Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Week after week, these drivers putting on absolutely amazing shows of great displays of driving ability, great just all-around racing week in, week out. If you're looking for a great league to try to join up in, rub elbows with some fast drivers among multiple different series and platforms, look no further. They're right here with Swift Motorsports. You can find them on Facebook.com. That's Swift Motorsports, Facebook.com. You can also find them on iRacing.com's league directories. You gotta be a member though. Head on over, grab your subscription for iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. Head on over to that league directory, type in the needed information, and you can find yourself running in one of these great series here with Swift Motorsports. They've got the ARCA machines right here, the trucks, the Xfinity Cup cars as well. Great racing action all week long at a Swift Motorsports right here on Turn 3 Racing Network, your home for Swift. Olenek continues to hound Maffett, but Maffett unrelenting right now, not bothered by the sight of that 31 Moon Brew Sparkle and Shine machine in his rear view mirror. He's going to continue to run that mid to high lane in 1 and 2, and we're going to continue to jump around the track. Let's bring you some battles still out there. The 12 of Cody Riggs still at it with Sean Kozier. Michael Madden beginning to lose a little bit of ground. Cody Riggs gaining back some of the positions lost. He's now back inside of the top 15, so minimizing the damage here. Can Riggs put that 12 back at the front, back on the pole? The 13 struggles with race pace. We'll see if Nathan Nixon can get a solid finish after some heavy driver side damage. That was from the contact and spin a handful of laps ago. And how about another driver that was fast for a while, but now is faded to the rear of the field? The 26 of Kevin Burrows. Where'd he go? All the way back here, back behind the 34 of Dean Gagliano, right there in front of him. Burrows sits in 18th after being inside of the top 5 and battling for the race lead. A lot of ground now to make up for Burrows. Head back across the track just a little bit, or up the track, I should say. John McMillan Jr. looks to eyeball a top 10 right now, sitting in that 10th position, battling with Matt Deason and Scott Wise just behind him. 45 machine has some pace in it here tonight. House cleaning in order. 25 drivers to the starting grid here tonight. We've still got 24 drivers out there on the track. Only retirement of the race was after some hard impact sustained by the Toyota Tundra of Jake Fluman. The one ate the inside retaining wall and unfortunately not able to continue. That will be our one and only car out of tonight's race. Everybody else on the lead lap, but it looks like Pierce Maffitt beginning to close into some lap traffic, and that's going to allow Olenek to get a little bit closer as well. We're going to stay with this 3-4-5 car, 5-trunk battle for the time being. We'll head up to the front if the gap gets any closer between Maffitt and Olenek. First and second on the racetrack. They have themselves right about a second or so advantage over Ron Peterson in that 39 machine. And how about the run? We said he was going to need a lot of help. He needed no help. He has sliced and diced his way up through this field, chopping them up. Tonight, we'll see if the big dog can eat here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the Northeast Rumble. And man, I'm amazed at the tear back through the field, man. All the way outside of your top. He was back in about 18th, 19th position. He was going to have to, just blow the doors off of the competition on the restart. And well, I don't know how he's got it done, but he has got it done. And he is now back in a podium spot, has himself a 3-second advantage to the driver behind him, Zach Calloway, in the 6th machine. Big shout out and a job well done so far here. High five for Zach Galloway in the 6th Ford F-150, running in the 4th position. Debut race here for Calloway, having a fine showing at it at that. But Peterson, I'm telling you, the pace is inside of that 39. Didn't have great qualifying pace, but he has got some great race pace right here. And as race leader Pierce Maffitt begins to work into lap traffic, that's only going to pay dividends for the 31 of Greg Olenek and Ron Peterson, who is all over your top two. Woo! Close right there off of turn number 4. Ron Peterson now looks to the inside of Greg Olenek, and he is going to take that second position away, slide up at the track through 1 and 2, and there is nothing that Olenek can do. He looked for the crossover, but not going to be there, not going to have the momentum to carry the speed down the backstretch. Move Peterson back to second. Maffitt better looking his rear view mirror because there is a driver closing and closing fast. That backwoods machine wants back to the front, and I tell you what, let's take a look back from the 41 of Pierce Maffitt. There you can see the 02 machine struggling with pace. Heavy damage on that machine. Mike Van Houten going to fall off the lead lap. He will become the lucky dog. First car 1 lap down, and look at Peterson gain. You can see Maffitt stretches it just a little bit on these straightaways, but watch the gains through the corners. Peterson much quicker through the corners here than the driver in front of him. Look at all of that gained right there. Gives up a little bit down these straightaways that he gains. For the time being, gap going to remain 0.6 of a second for your race leader, Pierce Maffitt. We will change cameras and jump around the track just a little bit. Let's see what we can see. Let's see what we find out there. John McMillan Jr. battling with Jason Ayerson. Ayerson just a little bit off of the tail end of Hunter Collier. There you can see that 83 struggling a little bit. Larry pulling to the outside lap machine. The 69 back there trying to go to the high side. Looks like he'll stay out of the lead lap trucks. Way 2, almost 3 wide, pulling way up the track. And it looks like Harrison going to use the lap car as a pick, and it will keep John McMillan Jr. behind him for the time being. McMillan Jr. having to jump out of the gas, and we'll go back side by side once again between Collier and Harrison. Harrison, Collier, Harrison, 6th, 7th, 6th, 7th. Switching, swapping, flipping the positions back and forth. '98 of Nathan Nixon right here trying to run down Kevin Burrows. Adam Pettit trying to run his machine up there in battle with Nixon and Burrows. Matt Deason just out in front of Burrows by about 1.5 seconds. So some gaps beginning to develop through this field. And look at the big one at the front. Back behind Greg Olenek and that Moo and Brew, Sparkle and Shine, Long MacArthur, Ford, 31. 5-second difference, and Pierce Maffin going to give up the top spot. Maffin going to go ahead and elect to come to pit road, so that will move Rob Peterson back to the point, back to the front of this field. 5th lead change of the night. 4 different race leaders, and green flag pit stops are underway. Woo, close right there between the 44 of Jason Harrison and the 45 of John McMillan Jr. How much longer will the rest of this field stay out? Keep in mind, Rob Peterson involved in a self-spin. He did come to pit road. Looks like he did fix a little bit of rear damage, but more importantly, he got a little bit more fuel in that fuel cell. He's going to be able to stay out there a handful of laps longer. And it looks like driver's able to go about 40 laps on fuel. So you got to ask yourself, what's the strategy here for Peterson staying out, running it long? As Peterson and Branch now come to pit road, we're going to have a mix-up of drivers here. Greg Olenek now going to take over the top spot. That's going to be our 5th different race leader, 6 different lead changes. How long can Olenek stay at the front? Just 2 trucks to pit road this time around. That was Ron Peterson and Jason Branch. Pierce Maffett able to leapfrog both of those drivers and regain the top spot. Zach Calloway in the 6 machine comes to pit road. Your top 6 staying out on track, make that 7th, 8th, and more drivers going to continue to stay out here, really extending the run, really putting a discrepancy on the tires and fuel. And, you know, with Peterson having more in the tank, he was the last driver to stop. That was back on lap number 56. The majority of this field stopped back at lap number 50. So he has more fuel. As Jason Harrison, Nathan Nixon, Adam Pettit, they all hit pit road this time around. Looks like pit stops really beginning to get important for multiple drivers because we're seeing more and more of them come to pit road. But I really question some of the strategy right now for Peterson. And oh no, Rob Peterson back to pit road. Looks like we have got our first pit road penalty, and just when he was turning things around the way he needed them to go, trouble strikes that 39 backwoods machine. Rob Peterson popped for speeding on pit road. Taking a look around the track, looks like your top 11 drivers yet to make it to pit road. They are still out there on the track running this thing. Greg Olenek continues to lead, 7-second advantage over John McMillan Jr. How about Greg Olenek? At one point in time, he was tearing off pole position, top threes, week in, week out. A little bit of a struggle here this season for Olenek and the trucks that moo and brew, sparkle and shine. Long MacArthur Ford, Silverback Tax Solutions sponsored Ford F-150 has struggled for those podiums. Has yet to come to victory lane so far this season. Olenek would look for a way to be, I don't want to say a way to be relevant, but look for a way to make a mark, especially late in the season. Kind of tap these other drivers on the shoulder and say, hey, remember me? I'm still here, buddy. You got to watch for me. You got to worry about me. Right now, Olenek, front of the field. He's going to head to pit road this time around. John McMillan Jr. in the 45 also down to pit road. Will Bobby Anderson stay out on track? How about this 15 of Michael Madden? And it looks like both of those drivers, 13 of Bobby Anderson, gonna stay out there on the track. He is gonna take over the race lead. 6th leader, 7th lead change. Whereas Maffitt went to Pierce. Maffitt now cycles back up to 5th as your top 4 drivers have yet to come to pit road. And there you can see driving with an absolute purpose. 39 of Rob Peterson. Listed on the lead lap as Bobby Anderson, Michael Madden, Cody Riggs, and David Cameron all come to pit road. So even with the pit road penalty, it looks like Peterson gonna be able to minimize the disadvantage that he is going to find himself at. Pierce Maffitt now goes back to the point, 8th lead change on the night. Lap number 100 right around the corner. Man, where did the time go? Great racing action here. Long green flag run. This thing looks like it very well may carry itself out. Green flag for the rest of tonight's race. So as we cross that 100 lap threshold, what do you say we head back up to the front for your mid-race report, driver highlight and spotlight? Yes, it is a little bit past that midway point, but we wanted to get it after the green flag pit cycle was done and over with. And back at the front of the field, back at the point once again, driver inside of that 41 machine out of Three-Way, Arizona. I know that cannot be a real place, Pierce. We do appreciate all the good fun that you have out there week in, week out, giving a lot of these truck drivers a handful, giving everybody a handful here tonight. Up 7, almost 8 seconds on the field. Driver sitting in first, Pierce Maffitt. That's going to lead us to the man who sits in second right here, the 4X Racing driver out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Jason Branch has the 22 running well here tonight. Can he finish it off with a podium spot? He's going to have a fast driver that he's going to have to worry about. The 31 Moo and Brew Sparkle and Shine, Long MacArthur Ford, and Lincoln Silverback Tax Solutions sponsored driver out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. Greg Olenek back in form, back into a podium position. 3.3 seconds back on the track as we cross the line to begin lap 103 out of the 160 scheduled tonight. Zach Calloway makes his debut here tonight at a tough little short track and doing a fine job. Hats off to you, young man, getting the job done out there tonight inside the top 5. He runs in 4th. Rounding out your top 5 is the 83 Toyota Tundra L&J welding machine piloted by Hunter Collier. Collier up multiple positions here tonight able to finally get himself in a good solid spot. He's got himself just about a 1 second advantage from the driver behind him. Collier rounds out your top 5. Biggest mover of the race was the driver in that 4th position. We'll take one more look at him here. Tell you what, why don't we cheat? Why don't we go on board one lap here with Callaway as he works his way off of turn 4. Nice, clean, smooth corner there. We'll see how the truck looks and feels here. Well, we don't know how it feels. We're not in there, but it looks to be nice and smooth. Easy on the throttle. Nice line. I am digging the way that Callaway is getting around this track. Watch for him to have a little bit of late race pace. I'm telling you, he's saving a little bit of them tires for a little bit later on. And that's going to do it for the driver highlights and spotlights. We are less than 60 laps to go. It is going to come down to what may be the money stop. If we can see this thing go green flag from here on out, it is going to all come down to the final pit stop. What do you do from there? When do you come to pit road? Do you come to pit road as soon as that 40 lap remaining mark hits, or do you run this fuel tank out? Which strategy is the race winning strategy? Do you do right sides in full tank, or do you go ahead, bite the bullet, and get those 4 tires? What do you do? I mean, I'm getting 4 tires, period. I don't care if it's now or later. I want 4 tires, or I'm not coming to pit road. I'll run it out of fuel, and you can push the thing to put tires on it. I want tires. And I don't know how he continues to do this, but he continues to overcome adversity here tonight. You can see big wiggle out of the tail end of that 39 backwoods machine. Rob Peterson up and down race here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for him tonight. If his race chart could be represented in one picture, I think I would pick a heart monitor, because it is up, down, up, down, up, down, and now back on the rise once again. Peterson back in the top 10. Going to take a look at the battle here with the 26 of Kevin Burrows and battle no more, as he's going to take that 4th position away from Callaway. Zach going to move back to the 5th spot. A little bit of ground over the 45 of John McMillan Jr. What a run here tonight for McMillan Jr. Little John with a fine run. He's got Jason Harrison behind him. Rob Peterson moving his way back through the field in the 8th position. Not a battle for position on the scoring charts, but a battle for track position right there underway. The 26 of Kevin Burrows finally able to get by. He's finally able to get by the 34 of Dean Gagliano, who sits back in the 19th position. Bobby Anderson, last driver on the lead lap, back in the 18th position. And cross that off, because David Cameron has now just went 1 lap down, and you better watch it, because Sean Kozier may be next, and Pierce Maffitt still has a big-time advantage. This is really going to probably play into what strategy he picks to run this race on out with. Is he going to come to pit road early, knowing that he's got some fresh tires? And, you're going to have to overcome a 10, 15-second disadvantage if you play the strategy the opposite way that I do. Gap still over 4.5 seconds from Maffitt to Olenek. Jason Branch back in third. Kevin Burrows in fourth, and John McMillan Jr. rounding out your top 5. 44 of Jason Harrison back in sixth. Seventh place, Rob Peterson. Zach Calloway back in eighth. Matt Deason ninth, and Hunter Collier round out your top 10. Do want to give a big time shout out to each and every one of you race fans out there in TV land tuning in with us here tonight. Big shout out to the title sponsor here with Swift Motorsports. That's right, BUTTKICKER coming on board, sponsoring all 4 series here with Swift Motorsports, and we couldn't be more prouder or stand behind a better product. BUTTKICKER. Feel what you've been missing. And I'm telling you, if you get yourself one of the butt kickers like these drivers right here will do for walking away with a championship, I'm telling you, when you start these cars up, you better be ready, because things gonna move, things gonna shake, and well, you know, you may find the girlfriend or wife hitting you over the head saying, turn that thing down. BUTTKICKER, again, feel what you've been missing. Big time shout out also to each and every one of the individual series sponsors here with Swift Motorsports. Monday night racing action with the Ayers High Racing Paints ARCA Series right here tonight. Every Tuesday night, the Performance Truck Series. Wednesday night, Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series with Swift Motorsports, and the Hyperdrive Cup Series on Thursday nights. Great racing series all across this great racing league here on iRacing.com. Go on to Facebook, check them on out. That's Swift Motorsports. While you're there, check out some of the sponsors and partners here with Swift Motorsports. We do appreciate you tuning in here tonight. If you haven't already, though, continue to pass the word, spread the love. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click the bell, and smash them. Click subscribe and smash the bell. There you go. That's what you want to do. Unless you want to keep the old school calendar like I've got sitting right here beside me. But we still get great racing notifications each and every time we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So if you don't want to keep track of it yourself, you want to make it easy and enjoy some great racing action week in, week out, 7 days a week, smash that bell over there and get notified when we go live. Down to the inside, the lap machines now battling hard to try to get themselves back on the lead lap or stay on the lead lap. Cody Riggs in the 12 machine. Big time struggle here tonight. No race pace underneath the hood of that 12. Your pole sitter now, the lucky dog here in the Northeast Rumble. 120 laps on the board, and pole sitter Cody Riggs was not able to even lead lap number 1. He took the green flag, was in second by the time lap number 2 went in the air. And Pierce Maffitt has been pretty dominant here tonight, has led the most laps. We're going to look through the fastest lap, and no, he does not have the fastest lap. We thought he did, but that was taken away with a 30-40 ran by the 45 of John McMillan Jr. That is the fast lap of the race. About 3/10 slower than what the qualifying pace out of the 12 of Cody Riggs was. So a little bit of fall off in race trim, and struggling with big fall off here in race trim was your pole sitter Cody Riggs, who now runs 15th. We will jump around the track just a little bit. Once again, trying to bring you some more of the great racing action all over this field. Matt Deason, Jason Harrison going at it. Cody Riggs trying to run back up to your race leader. I don't see him doing it. I don't see him having that kind of pace. Adam Pettit going to bring the 58 down to pit road for what should be his final stop of the night. And Greg Olenek He's gonna look to okey doke the field at the front. Olenek pulls to pit road as well. He'll have enough fuel in the tank to make it to the end of the race by coming to pit road this last time around. We'll keep our eye on the stopwatch. Make sure everything is like it should be, nice and tidy on the pit road. And Pierce Maffitt got word that Olenek came to pit road, and Maffitt gonna go ahead and come to pit road this time around. That's gonna move Jason Branch back to the point. 9th lead change of the night. 6 different race leaders, only 3 cautions on the night. Great racing action here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And remember, these drivers are going to be able to stay out another at least 6 to 7 laps if they want to. What do the drivers at the front of this field do? When do they come to pit road? Watching a battle with David Cameron, the 12 of Cody Riggs. Greg Olenek now back there. There you can see him. He's battling for position on the track. These are positions on track right now. And Olenek, oh my gosh, Larry pulling into the outside wall. There's Greg Olenek right there. He's made up some ground. He's made up time. Look right there. He's got Pierce Maffitt in his sights. 1 lap older tires. Will it be enough to make that much of a difference? Oh boy, he can see it. He can see his first race win right out in front of him. Lap machine slowing him down just a little bit off of turn number 2, but now Olenek has found him. He is there, and he is gonna try to run him down. Let's get a little closer to the action. What do you say? What a run here by Olenek. Over 3/4 of the race now in the bag. It is down to the nitty-gritty. It is time to set yourself up for the final run to the checkered flag. These drivers will not have to come back to pit road. Pierce Maffitt, Greg Olenek, both 8th and 9th on the speedway. Neither of these 2 drivers will have to return to pit road to make it to the end of tonight's race. Should we see a late race caution flag, gotta ask yourself about the strategy. Will they come to pit road? Will one of them gamble trying to stay out? Zach Calloway gonna pit from the 7th position. As your top 6 out there on the track continue to stay out on the field. Wait, your top 6 in the field continue to stay out on the track. You know, see, and caution, oh boy. Oh no, that is Matt Deason, I believe, with some trouble. Let's go back, check the yellow flag. What brought it out? And yes, it is Matt Deason. Trouble. 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 We'll go back one more time. Let's see how it all went down, and we're going to catch it a little bit too late. But there you can see big slide through the grass. And Deason gonna have some trouble. Oh, man. What does Pierce Maffitt, what does Greg Olenek do? Your top 6 drivers already on the pit road. Maffitt and Olenek, Kozier, Cameron, Riggs, Anderson, Calloway, they're all going to catch up to the pace car. And I believe Pierce Maffitt, it's going to be a no-brainer for Maffitt. He is going to get the lucky dog. He is going to be able to rejoin that lead lap. And who am I kidding? He's going to go back to the top of the. He's going to go back to the point he was on the lead lap. That's right. Back on the lead lap there, right before that caution flag flew. So Maffitt, Olenek, staying out on track. I wonder if they are out of fresh sets of tires down there, because that is about an 8-lap difference on the tires that these guys are going to be giving up to drivers like Jason Branch, Ron Peterson, Kevin Burrows, John McMillan Jr., Jason Harrison, all going to have very, very fresh tires with less than 30 laps to go when we get the green flag to go back racing here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the Northeast. Rumble right here, race number 9 out of the 10-week regular season for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silver Back Tax Solutions Xfinity Series tomorrow night. But we got the Performance Truck Series on track, on hand. Maffitt looking to serve up this field tonight. Looking to be the first truck driver able to go to victory lane for a second time this season. Or will the first-time winner season trend continue here? 8 races in the bag. And as we said earlier in tonight's broadcast, 8 different race winners. It has been all about being consistent. And the driver sitting at the top of the point standings, Hunter Collier, running outside of the top 10 right now, all the way back in the 14th position. He has been pretty much the face of consistency. He has had solid top 5s week in, week out, a handful of podium finishes. One race win to his name. Collier has been the epitome of consistency, but struggling here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. He'll restart all the way back in 14th, but at the front on older tires, Pierce Maffitt's gonna bring Greg Olenek back to the line, and we will wait for the restart. Mr. Smith gonna get that thing out the way, and we are gonna get set to go back. Green flag racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Lap 133 now underway, and down on the bottom, Olenek trying all he can. Contact with Peterson. Peterson goes around in front of the field. Big stack up, big wreck off of 2. Oh my gosh. That is gonna be a big, big wreck. A lot of drivers gonna be in this one. Let's see if we've got that one timed up. I mean, it was, we've seen it happen and we've seen it unfold. A lot of contact, a lot of drivers involved. Let's go back and check the replay. We're actually going to catch that just a little bit late. Let's see if we can catch it once again. And already catching it still late. Oh, man, look at Jason Branch just destroyed down there. Peterson destroyed. Oh, my gosh. There you can see drivers everywhere. Greg Olenek involved. The 12 involved. The 8 involved. The 10 catches apiece. Deason comes in late and collects some more damage. Oh my gosh. That is a big game changer here. Big, big game changer here. Jason Branch, Kevin Burrows, Greg Olenek, John McMillan Jr., Ron Peterson, Cody Riggs involved, Matt Deason, Bobby Anderson, Zach Calloway, all catching a piece of this one. Man, and we knew it was, I don't want to say we knew it was coming, but you're getting close to the end of the race. I mean, you got yourself, what is it, about 25, 26 laps remaining here. I mean, you got to go. At some point in time, you got to be willing to slide up the track a little bit and see if you can rub fenders, a door bang a little bit. There's a difference between door slamming and door banging. That was a little bit of a door bang there by Olenek, just trying to keep the momentum turned in down there on the bottom of the track. And unfortunately for Ron Peterson, who has had that up and down night all race long, he's going to get caught up and involved in this latest incident. And Peterson, man, I'm telling you, that is... I mean, what do you do as a driver? I mean, you can't completely lose your cool because you got to get out there and you got to finish this race. You got to get what you can. But you go from being up in the front to having to come from behind, to being in the front to having to come from behind, being in the front to back behind once again. Where's the morale inside of that 39 at right now? Where's his head at? What is he thinking? And we can only imagine that the crew chief and spot are in the ear right now, trying to keep him calm, trying to keep him cool, trying to tell him, hey, look, we're the fastest driver out there. We've been the fastest. We've got this. Let's go grab some spots here and finish this thing off with at least a solid top 10. Peterson looks to restart back in 15th. Pierce Maffitt will secure the most laps led here tonight. And he will bring the field back to green flag this time around. Maffitt takes the outside lane. Jason Harrison going to line up to his inside. Scott Wise, John McMillan Jr. going to make up row 2 for the restart. Row 3 will be Bobby Anderson and David Cameron. Adam Pettit and Hunter Collier back behind them. Here we go with a run to the end. Wait for it. Wait for it. And here we go. Green flag flies once again after the fifth caution on the evening. Maffitt looking to control the rest of the race. Jason Harrison not letting him get away. Here comes John McMillan Jr., who's turned in the fastest lap of the race. So there is speed inside of that 45, but Scott Wise says he wants something to do with it. He's still battling for a podium spot, and way outside goes Wise. Ooh, man, that 8 sailing it off into the corner. Sailing it off into the corner, and I am not sure how he got it to stick. Look at that. He is a full 2-3 lanes up the track. And oh, man, what a run. He gets off of the corner exit, but he does give up one position now. 13 of Bobby Anderson. The Oklahoma State University Silverback Tax Solutions sponsored 13 Ford F-150 looks to have some pace. But a crossover moving back to the bottom and back to fourth goes Wise. Pierce Maffitt, Jason Harrison right there. John McMillan Jr. and sideways is Scott Wise and into the 13. They go around into the guardrail down there on the inside. Tough break for both of those drivers. As we stay green flag racing here. Race officials say track clear enough to continue, so we'll run down to just 20 laps to go. We'll hear from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Jason Harrison able to keep pace right now, able to hold tight to the tail end of Pierce Maffitt. John McMillan Jr. not letting these two drivers get away. The 45 machine right there looking to have a solid finish. And you know, race fans, I really want to point this out. We say it each and every time we get into the chase, but here we are before the chase even begins, and look at the cream begin to rise to the top. 5 out of your top 6 drivers on the racetrack right now in the running order are drivers that have been to victory lane at least. Well, they've all been to victory lane just one time this season. 5 drivers looking to make it a second time. Jason Harrison looks to make it to victory lane for the first time this season, and we're gonna slow it back down one more time. Looks like we may have had some trouble out there on the track. Caution flag gonna fly once again. Oh my, let's see what happened. Looks like David Cameron may have been involved in a little bit of on-track activity, and oh, there's the door bang between the 10 and the 6, and more contact, and into the outside wall goes the 10, the 6 getting collected as well. Oh boy. And we will jump right back up front with your race leader. And I tell you what, race fans, with 18 laps remaining, we're going to go ahead and get a quick commercial break, pay the final few bills here tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway with the rest of your green flag action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your rear.
And we will come back trackside as the field should receive the one to go this time around. That will leave us with right at about 14 laps to go to the end of tonight's Northeast Rumble right here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Man, Loudon has been the site of some crazy racing action so far this week. There it is. Smith hitting the buttons on the pace car dash. Gonna cut the lights out for hopefully the final time of the race here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Will Jason Ayrson be able to spoil the party at the front with previous race winners? Can Ayrson park that Shell Pennzoil 44 in victory lane? Or will it be Maffitt? Maybe Adam Pettit? How about John McMillan Jr.? Hunter Collier now back inside of a top 5. Field through 3 and 4 double file. Maffitt at the top and on the gas fast, and green flag flies once again. After caution number 6 here tonight, we've had 9 lead changes among 6 different race leaders. Jason Ayrson all over that rear bumper, almost touching the 41. Whoa, almost contact there as well between Ayrson and Pettit. They're going to give each other a little bit more room. Here comes John McMillan Jr. down to the inside. 83 of Hunter Collier right behind the 58. Ooh, little bit of action with that outside wall. How about Jason Ayrson, man? I can't say enough about his race. I can't say enough about his drive. Getting it done here tonight, starting outside of your top 20. And here he is, less than 15 laps to go, running in second with a shot for the race lead, driving in a pack full of previous race winners. Jason Ayrson getting it done. looking to the high side. Looks like Maffett with a little bit of a block there in the 1 and 2. That's going to force Ayrson way up the track. Jason having to collect the 44 on corner exit. He's going to have to now defend the position from John McMillan Jr., who's right there running in third, first, second, third, all within a half a second of each other. This is the closest battles that we have seen for the race lead in quite some time. Maffett has his hands full. Ayrson right there. And as the driver sitting in that second position inside of that 44 truck, you came into tonight's race sitting fifth in points. You're all but locked in to the championship 16 when we head to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So what do you really do right here? Do you force the issue? Do you make the contact and take the race win? I'm not saying you intentionally wreck somebody, but do you make the contact? Do you give the nudge? Do you give the bump? Do you maybe dive it down in there into 1 and 2 and slide up the track and a little bit of door rubbing, fender flaring, up there through the center of the corner? What do you do if you are Jason Ayrson, who hasn't been to victory lane yet? I know what I would do. And I'm just going to keep that to myself. I'm moving you. It's that simple. It's go time. And I got to go. It's that simple. Not that simple right now, though, is running back down that 41 to where you may be able to put that bumper to him. Jason Ayrson beginning to fall off pace. Maffett now opening up a half a second advantage over John McMillan, over Jason Ayrson. John McMillan Jr., the same gap back from Ayrson. Staggered step front of the field, first, second, and third on the track. Adam Pettit, 1.5 seconds back from him. The 58 battling with Michael Madden, Hunter Collier, Nathan Nixon. All right there running with each other, battling for a spots inside the top 7. How about the run by the 34 of Dean Gagliano? He's now in the top 10, sitting in 8th. Bobby Anderson in the 13 Ohio State University Silverback sponsored Ford F-150, solid run for him. He's in 9th, rounding out your top 10 in the running order is Brandon Shelton, the 2 Machine. A little bit of a quiet night for him. He's up 10 spots from where he started all the way back in 20th here tonight. And this time around the field, we'll see the high 5. That's right, it's going to be 5 laps to go this time by. See, we got some people out there kind of agreeing with me. Yeah, absolutely. You go get it. If it's there, you go get it. And right now, struggling to get any more out of the machine is Jason Ayrson, and the engine may just not have anything left. I mean, driving up through this field, up 20 positions, all the way now in second with a shot for the race win at the end. You couldn't ask for more, even though you may want that one more spot. Heck of a run, heck of a ride and drive. Uh-oh. Jason Ayrson had a little bit of a bobble, gave up some time. We watched it on the speed charts. Watching the battle right here between Hunter Collier and Nathan Nixon. That's for 6th and 7th on the speedway. I tell you what, let's go a little bit further back up towards the front of this field. 3 laps remaining. There you can see Jason Ayrson falling into the clutches of John McMillan Jr. McMillan Jr. almost into the outside wall. They'll follow Maffett back into 3. Off a corner exit this time by the boss man in the flag stand. Gonna show the popsicle sticks on display. That's 2 laps to go here from New Hampshire. Running out of time is John McMillan Jr. He's still trying to make the pass on Jason Anderson. Pierce Maffitt gonna head back into 3, still leading tonight's race. Back off of turn number 4, they'll head to the start-finish line in white flag. Final lap here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The 1 to go here for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series, race number 9 in the 10 race regular season. Jason Anderson battling for that second spot. Pierce Maffitt, your race leader, down into 3 for the final time. He's going to head off of turn number 4. Here he comes, leading John McMillan Jr., who has snatched second, and Pierce Maffitt goes to victory lane. John McMillan Jr. gonna snatch second away right in that last corner, and Jason Anderson gonna fall back to third. What a run, what a drive by all of the truck drivers out there tonight. What a way to come back and park it in victory lane for Pierce Maffitt. Leading the most laps here tonight was Maffitt. He's gonna be the first and only driver to have multiple wins so far this season. Heck of a job by him and his entire crew. And there's the teammate coming down to show him a little bit of love right there. Great show of sportsmanship and a teammate being a good teammate. There's the 41. He's going to give the fans in the stands a smoke show after they got a rock show of a race. And we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up for the post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. back track side here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and that is going to be one that we put in the archives as one of the best finishes, one of the best races here with Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. What a run at just a tough little short track, 1 mile nestled up here in Loudon, New Hampshire. Man, Northeast racers come here to just pound the pavement week in and week out. Hallowed ground for a lot of short track racers, and we had some great short track racing here tonight. And with that being said, let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with some of the podium drivers. Let's see if we can dial up and talk to our good buddy, the 44 of Jason Harrison. Hey, Jason, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Hey, man, Dave, I'm back. How you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. You're doing phenomenal with a podium finish here tonight, man. It's been a minute, man. Been a minute. Where you been?
Man, I've had some unfortunate luck lately, but man, it's good to be back. Feels great. Just I didn't qualify tonight, and I didn't get much practice here, and to podium, I'll take it.
Well, we were gonna mention that. You started way back in the field. You came up through the field, gained 19 positions here to finish in the 3rd spot. A close little battle there at the end. Gave up 2nd right on that final corner, but a heck of a run through the field. We'll leave it at that one. A heck of a run up through the field. Talk us through that last corner in that battle with McMillan Jr.
Got that last battle with John there. That was great. We've been running good all night, and going down into 3, I knew he was gonna use me up on the low side, and I missed a shift getting in there, and which really gave him a pretty big advantage. And then I just went into the the crazy mode there and didn't get her going, so I just hit the gas, whatever gear I was in, and that's how it just wound up. So it was pretty exciting finish. Hope it looked cool on TV.
Oh, absolutely. It looked great right here from the production booth. I hope the fans enjoyed it as well. Even though it's been a while and you had a little bit of a rough go, you really got to look at the point standings coming into tonight. In the 5th, you're pretty much all but locked into that championship run, especially after this podium finish. So as we head to the final regular season race next week, Texas Motor Speedway, what's the strategy for you and the 44 crew?
Going out down to Texas, I love going to Texas. It's a real fun track. It's just going to be hammered down and just looking right out the front windshield, and hopefully everyone's in the rearview mirror.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to finish it off if it can take place that way for you. We hope it does, and we hope we get another chance to talk to you before the season's end. And with all that being said, Jason, before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank all my friends and family for watching. Sorry it's been a long time, man, that, I ain't been able to speak to the old caveman, but we're back, and we're going to enjoy it. We're going to go have a cold beer. See y'all next week in Texas.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the driver that is happy to finish it off in 3rd. Almost snatched that 2nd spot. Man, made a ton of great moves to get up through the field here tonight, starting all the way back outside of your top 20. Jason Harrison walks away in 3rd. We're going to go ahead now and see if we can't move right along to the driver that walked away in 2nd here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up the driver inside of that 15 machine. John, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I got a copy, Dave.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after a great race for you? You made your way all the way up through the field. You started way back there. You gained 16 spots tonight. A heck of a little battle there on that final lap. We'll get to that in just a second, but how you feeling after a solid finish here tonight from New Hampshire?
It feels good to get another good finish. It's kind of sad I've missed too many races to be in any kind of chase contender, but it's nice finishing up in the front of the field.
Yeah, the point standings with the way they fell this year for you, you're gonna miss out on that championship 16. But I don't know, you might come play spoiler. What do you say over the championship run? What are your plans?
I'm gonna do my best in the championship. I wouldn't mind winning a race in the championship, just to, I don't know, not to rub it in, but just to show that a non-contender can still win.
Absolutely. We'd love to see that happen. Love to see you out there on the track. And your fans love to see you be able to do things that you were able to do here tonight. Talk us through the beginning of the race, because it looks like you may have missed the start.
Yeah, I did miss the start. I was in the middle of cooking dinner there. We had dinner late, and I thought I had enough time. And as soon as I come in the room there, it flicked right to 5 seconds, and I couldn't get set up in time to come down on. So I missed the start and was a lap down at the beginning of the race.
Lap down at the beginning of the race, started well behind the field, well behind the 8 ball, kept your elbows up, your head down, and moving forward, up 16 spots from where you qualified, but there again, unfortunately, missed the start and had to work your way back from the back. So you got to be happy about the performance and the speed out of the truck, especially knowing, I don't know if you know this, but you walked away with the fastest lap of the race as well. So pace definitely inside of the 45. And as we come down to these final few races, John, I know you said you want to kind of play spoiler, but is there any one of these last few races you've got circled on the calendar as a trouble track?
None really. I know I'm going to miss the next 2 races due to work, but the final end of the season there, I'm excited to race all of them, really. I just missed too many races this season. It's kind of a bit of a bummer, but I'm just excited to race.
All right, my man. Well, again, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you in these post-race interviews. Once again, it's been a pleasure to watch you work your way around the track and up through the field. And before we let you go and enjoy this podium finish, would you like to give any special thanks, shout-outs, or love yous?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my dad, my family, Racing Rat. He did the design for this truck. Dairy Queen, UFA, a couple of the sponsors I have there. I'd like to thank everyone here at Swift too, all the admins do a pretty good job. I'd like to thank you as well, Dave.
All right, John. Well, with you're going to be absent over the next 2 weeks, I guess we'll have to wait to catch up with you a little bit later on in the chase, and hope we get to do so. Until then, man, stay safe, and we'll see if we can't catch up at the track.
That sounds good, Dave. Have a good one.
All right, there you have it. John McMillan Jr. back to a podium after missing the start. 1 lap down early tonight. Still gained 16 position and still finishes in a podium spot right there in second. Job well done. Hats off, my man, John McMillan Jr. Heck of a run here tonight from New Hampshire, and that's going to move us right along to the man that got back to victory lane once again. Let's see if we can dial up your race winner, the 41 of Pierce Maffin. It's Dave. You got your ears on, bud?
Yes.
Hey, man, back in victory lane, how you feeling? I mean, first and foremost, how's it feel to be back in victory lane?
Feels good to be back here. It's been a while. Obviously, my racing since I've last been here is questionable at best, but it's glad to finally win again.
Well, I'm that's not my place to say none of the sorts on that one, so I'm just going to keep it on moving. I do got it's a quirky question, so bear with me and I'm going to go ahead and say, let's try to be as politically correct as we can in this situation here. Interesting paint scheme on the truck tonight. Is there any insight you can give us on that?
I don't really think that needs much more explanation.
Enough said.
Watch yesterday's broadcast.
Enough said, my man. We got it. All right. Yeah. Well, anyways, back on track here. Heck of a job here tonight. Led the majority of the race, the most laps led for you. You started up near the front, outside pole position. We're coming to the end of the regular season. You're not in a position to where you're going to be able to do much with the overall, well, not the overall championship, but the regular season championship. So how are you and your teammate, Hunter Collier, looking at the final race at Texas to maybe secure that regular season championship for him?
I know Hunter I think his plan is more to just ride it out, don't get into trouble, and I mean that's what he does best. He's not usually one of the guys you see run, leading the most laps or whatever, but he's just very consistent. He's always there, and that's what he needs to do next week. To be perfectly honest, I'm kind of looking out for myself next week. I still need to get some points to really secure myself into the playoffs. I think I should be in after tonight, but still not mathematically locked in.
Yeah, I think you might be mathematically locked in after the race win. I think you came into tonight's race back in 18th in the points. I do believe. I could be wrong on that one. Don't quote me on it. Don't hold me to it. And my bad if I'm wrong. But anyways, it's still mathematically possible. So approaching that race as a one-off, basically, will you be satisfied with a podium?
Yeah, I just need to get to the end, not hit anybody, and honestly, that's about it. I'm pretty good at Texas. I feel like I could win there. From the start of the season, that was the track I was the most confident about. But honestly, I don't think I'm gonna need to do that. Just play it safe and get to the end.
Absolutely. Well, Pierce, my man, congratulations on capturing the checkered flag here tonight. Congratulations on being the first and the only driver this season in the Truck Series to walk away with multiple race wins. So hats off with that as well. And before we let you go here tonight and celebrate, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yes, everybody here at Peak Racing, my sponsors, Dave, even though, did not get the most space on the car this week, with their permission. David Designs, Blues Diecast, all the admins and drivers who make this possible, and you for putting on a broadcast every week.
All right, Pierce. Well, we do appreciate you playing the game with us, with the politically correctness, and we do appreciate all the great racing action that you give us week in, week out across the many different series. And congratulations once again on your second race win this season.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go. Pierce Maffitt says, well, if you know, you know, and if you don't, go find out. Enough said. Moving on. Pierce Maffitt gonna look to secure his chance to run for a championship with a solid run next week after walking away with the checkered flag here tonight. Heck of a job by that 41. Pierce Maffitt parks it in victory lane here tonight. What a run. What a job. Well done by all of these drivers tonight. Man, crazy good race last night. Crazy good race tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Job well done by each and every one of those drivers. And there you can hear it in the background. It seems like producers hitting those buttons already. So from Dave in the Cave, we do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. But first, let's drop down those unofficial race results. Walking away with the top spot here tonight from New Hampshire Motor Speedway inside the 41, Pierce Maffitt. John McMillan Jr. gets the 45 machine back to a podium spot, and Jason Ayerson rounds out your top three. Adam Pettit parks the 58 back in fourth. Fifth place tonight to Michael Madden. Hunter Collier leaves the track in sixth. Seventh place belongs to Nathan Nixon. Dean Gagliano slides the 34 machine home in eighth. Ninth place to Brandon Shelton. And rounding out your top 10 is the 12 of Cody Rigg. The 8 of Scott Wise back at 11th. 12th place tonight to Bobby Anderson. Sean Kozier in 13th. 14th to Zach Calloway. Rob Peterson in the fast 39 backwoods machine gonna have some late race issues, and he will walk away in 15th. Kevin Burrows back in 16th. 17th to John McMillan Jr. Sean Griffith back in 18th. 19th from the track here tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway and Swift Motorsports. But Kicker Performance Truck Series is the 48 of Matt Deason. Larry Poling in 20th. 21st to Jason Branch. David Cameron Back in 22nd, 23rd to Mike Van Houten. Greg Olenek finds some trouble in the 31 Moon Brew Sparkle and Shine machine. Finishes back in 24th. 25th and final spot here tonight belongs to the Nintendo 64 sponsored number 1 of Jake Fluman. Big tip of the cap to both of your race control and admins up in the booth just down the hall. Michael Robinson, Gary Wells, keeping all the drivers on track and straight under all 6 of our cautions here tonight. Job well done, gentlemen. We appreciate everything you did tonight, as well as everything you do week in, week out. And that's gonna do it. We're gonna close shop for the night, and we're gonna get ready to head to Charlotte Motor Speedway for tomorrow night. Swift MotorSports BUTTKICKER Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. So if you haven't already, race fans, tell your friends to tell their friends, and so on and so forth. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up. Click subscribe. And smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And with that being said, we're going to cut the lights off and get on out of here. But stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.